Anyone who's born in Kentucky, bourbon is part of your culture.
Louisville is the center of the bourbon universe.
Bourbon fuels Kentucky's economy. No other industry's been here for 200 years.
I'm not a bourbon drinker, but I'm the only one in the whole state.
You gotta have bourbon.
There are a lot of different legends in the origin of bourbon. No one really knows. I think it all had to do with trade with New Orleans. Who are these people? They're Frenchmen, very loyal to the Bourbon family, the royalists. So someone got the idea, they're not drinking our whiskey. Let's make our whiskey taste more like French brandy and put it in charred barrels.
Voila, bourbon.
All bourbons are whiskeys, but not all whiskeys are bourbons.
Bourbon has to be at least 51% corn. It has to be distilled at no higher than 160 proof.
Ooh, that's high.
It must be aged in a brand new charred white oak barrel.
It has to be bottled at no less than 80 proof, and it has to be a product of the United States.
Bourbon is where art meets science, and handcrafted becomes really what the essence of the bourbon is.
And being a master distiller, you gotta have a true passion.
Prior to Maker's Mark, all the whiskeys were on the bottom shelf. Our family had made a whiskey called T.W. Samuels for more than a century. They were all commodities, equally bad. The founder, my grandfather, was a first distiller. Have a dream and a vision to try to bring bourbon and good taste together. Softer, full flavored, balanced, handmade.
I knew once I tasted bourbon, I'd never drink anything else.
Amongst the whiskeys, it's on fire right now. Internationally, nationally, it's easy to drink. It's got more sugar than, say, Scotch. It doesn't have the peat, it doesn't have the smoke.
I love bourbon. I will drink it every single time I go out.
How do you take your bourbon?
Any way I can get it.
If it's gonna be a marathon, like a 10 to 5 type of day at the Derby track, I might mix it with Coke just to break it down a little bit.
I like my mint juleps minus the sugar, minus the mint, minus the ice.
I take my bourbon straight
I like to just sip it.
This is sipping whiskey.
and sip it slowly.
That's all good.
Bourbon was born and bred in the U.S. It literally is our only native spirit.
Bourbon is just not a drink, it's our heritage. It's the only drink that we have discovered.
And it all started here in Kentucky.
Hey, to America. Let's get a cheers. I can't wait.